Is cryptocurrency on the brink of a major reversal, and what's next for crypto as mainstream adoption news continues to pour in? For example, one of the things that we're going to talk about in the news today is cryptocurrency and blockchain tech is now the main sponsor of the largest sporting event in the world, and that being the FIFA World Cup. Now, we're also going to talk about what's happening on the chart, where some support and resistance is, but just really break down the crypto market as a whole because there's a lot going on here, and we are so close to this really potential upside and even reversal that we have to take a look at it and talk about what's happening over here. So if that sounds interesting at all, make sure you continue to watch for the rest of this video, as there will be important information discussed the entire way through. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive on in here. And again, if you're new to the channel, welcome back. My name is Brendan, and we make content like this multiple times a week so that everyone can understand what's happening without having to spend hours of research, and I get to do that for you. Now, looking at what's happening across the board of cryptocurrency right now, most of the markets are actually green on the day, and I want to refresh this, but most of the crypto markets are actually green on the day, whether that's 1% or 10%. Terra Luna still being another unit in the market, as it is almost back at all-time highs right now, despite most cryptocurrency being around 50 to 40% away from their all-time highs, and that doesn't matter if it's Bitcoin or any of the altcoins. But a couple of the other great examples, Cardano's up nearly 10% on the day as well, and then we have ApeCoin, which is up nearly 20% on the day. I think really exceeding a lot of people's expectations at that. A lot of people seem to believe that this guy was going to hover around $8 or $9, and here we are at just over $13, and it's still green on the day. So ApeCoin performing pretty well. That one will be interesting to see how it plays into the future. I think a lot of people really are excited about it, and for the time being, it has just been stably climbing. Now, when we look at what's happening on Bitcoin and Ethereum, there's really two ways to look at this. We're going to talk about Ethereum first because I think it's a much simpler chart than what's happening on Bitcoin. Ethereum and the total 2 is very, very simple. Especially with Ethereum, we just kind of have this pennant or the symmetrical triangle forming, and there's two ways that we could have looked at this. If you were to look at our short-term, secondary, immediate resistance on Ethereum, what we saw is we had a downwards level of resistance, not once, not twice, but actually 3 separate times. And upon our 4th touch point, we actually broke above the 50 EMA on this daily and broke out of this secondary resistance. So now what we're doing is we're testing our primary resistance. From all of the swing highs and this downtrend from the last couple of months, Ethereum is now testing that level right below the 200 EMA. And this will be, if we get up there, the last time, or I guess really the first time that we have touched this area since all the way back at the beginning of February of earlier this year in 2022. So as Ethereum is approaching major resistance levels, I think what Ethereum really needs to do is clear this previous swing high around $3,275 and then get above that 200 EMA, and I would really start getting excited. Bitcoin, on the other hand, this is something that for both of these guys I've been talking about in the Mighty, or I almost said in the Mighty Networks and Crypt Nation, and I give all my technical analysis in a lot more detail, and I give everyone early access to it over in there as well. So if you want to check that out, there's a link to that in the description down below. But Bitcoin's a little bit more complex. Now you might be asking yourselves why. And that's simply just because there's so many levels to draw resistance at. We can say that maybe that we have a level of declining resistance, much like Ethereum, and we have actually a pennant forming because we have a falling level of resistance and a rising level of support. Or we could even say that this is actually just a flat level of resistance because what was previously support has now turned into resistance. And this is where we can see all of the wicks and all of the candle body closings happening, is right around where this was previously support, now turned resistance. And this is going to be our major resistance level for Bitcoin. Now, I do believe that this whole area is going to be a major resistance level, and in order for Bitcoin to truly reverse, I really want to see it hold with strength above 46K. So both of these guys, again, I think the name of the game here is that we are on the brink of something big. Now, if you want to learn where all my technical levels are beyond this, support, resistance, areas I'm watching, moving averages, indicators, again, check out the link in the description down below for Crypt Nation, and that's where I go over a lot of that stuff, and you're also free to ask me any questions that you have about the market. So let's get into the news here, because with what's happening in the news right now, we actually have another billionaire. This has been a reoccurring theme on the channel. Another billionaire coming out and being more bullish on cryptocurrency. This one actually comes out of Pakistan, And he says that he wants his country to be less reliant on credit and more reliant on cryptocurrency. Now, this just shows that big money, smart money, we're talking billionaires, are bullish on cryptocurrency. And this, I always say this, but this begs the question: if so many billionaires are bullish on the future of both blockchain tech and cryptocurrency as a whole, do they know something that we do not? Now, a lot of you are saying I'm already bullish on cryptocurrency. I probably know something that they do. And in a sense, we might know something that they do. But, this begs the question: if so many billionaires are on the same page about such a niche industry, or what really has been such a niche industry, it makes you think that if they truly see value in this as the world's richest people, the top fraction of a percent of what the world's population is in wealth, then there's probably some sort of substance here. And that's what this article really dives into. Now, on top of that, I want to pull this one up. Crypto.com is now officially the sponsor of the largest sporting event in the world. And I could be wrong, but I believe the Super Bowl is the second largest sporting event in the world. And Crypto.com was a sponsor of that, but it looks like they are going to be the official sponsor of the FIFA World Cup that's happening in Qatar. So this is massive. We see crypto really trying to penetrate into the world of sports, and that seems to be where they are not only effective, but where they want to completely take over. We see it happening in racing, UFC, basketball, soccer, football, no matter what it is. Crypto companies really want to see market dominance in those industries, and that is a big area that all these different exchanges and blockchain-based companies and crypto companies are targeting. So this is massive. I really am curious how much this costed them, and maybe it actually talks about it. I didn't see it earlier in here, but I know it talks about how much the racing sponsorship costed and how much some of the other soccer partnerships have costed. But this is indeed a big one to check out. So if you're a sports fan, make sure you check this guy out. But it's a pretty cool article nonetheless. And in fact, I'm actually not even sure that the official numbers are released. Now, this is also unique because, as you can see from the title, though trading cryptocurrencies has been largely illegal in Qatar since 2018, Crypto.com is likely to reach a more international crowd given the popularity of soccer on the world stage. So they are going to be the official crypto sponsor of the largest sporting event in the world, where cryptocurrency is, in a sense, illegal. Could this change that for Qatar? And I think the answer is ultimately going to be yes. I think that if anything could change this for Qatar, this is maybe a way for them to open their eyes and see that they are being a little bit narrow-minded when it comes to cryptocurrencies, and maybe we could see some future regulation happening for Qatar in the future. Now, are they a financial leader of the world? Not really, so whether they do or don't is I think hurts them more than it hurts the entire cryptocurrency space. But then again, another crypto company coming on board is not a bad thing at the end of the day by any means. Also, in major regulation news, Malaysia's ministry has now proposed that cryptocurrency be offered as legal tender. This has been a growing topic in 2020 already. We've already had a couple countries come forward in the last, I would say, 12 months, especially in the last couple of months, saying that they want to offer cryptocurrency as legal tender. Now, what does this mean? Well, this would essentially reduce the amount of taxes on cryptocurrency drastically, essentially making one of the only ways to tax crypto would be through leverage trading. And there are a couple of other ways that you can actually get taxed on your cryptocurrency, but you would essentially be able to get away with a lot of, I guess, tax benefits that you wouldn't have if this wasn't legal tender. So that's why this is a big deal. It definitely opens up the idea that people would move to somewhere like this so that they can get the tax breaks on cryptocurrency. And finally, Goldman Sachs, another massive giant in the world of financials. Goldman Sachs Galaxy Digital announced a milestone by creating the first ever major U.S. bank to trade cryptocurrency via OTC, or over-the-counter trading. This is big because not only are they one of the largest financial giants in the world, but this is now the first U.S. bank that is starting to get on board and trade cryptocurrency through OTC. Now, if you don't remember, cryptocurrency's main goal was created to get rid of the traditional banking system as we know it, and cryptocurrency is essentially the competitor to most major banks. So now that we have, and I guess you could say that, well, let's rewind here and say that, well, now if cryptocurrency is the competitor to most major banks, and we now have major banks trading cryptocurrency over the counter, this is a sign, in my opinion, that cryptocurrency is here to stay. And Goldman Sachs would not be doing this unless they really didn't see a way around this, in the same sense that if you can't beat them, join them. I think they realize, like a lot of other major financial institutions, that cryptocurrency is the future, and they are saying, let's jump on board early instead of jumping on board late. You know, we'd rather jump ship to the winning side than sink with our own ship and eventually die out. So with them exposing themselves into cryptocurrency and getting cryptocurrency exposure, ultimately I think this is a bullish thing for crypto, but I also see this as a win for crypto against traditional banking, right? Because if the very people that cryptocurrency was made to get rid of are now starting to jump on board with crypto, I see that as an ultimate win. Obviously, they're going to try to centralize this in some sort of way. However, I do think crypto will prevail in the end. So with all of this happening across the board for today, is quite the action-packed, I guess, series as to what we've had happening in the world of cryptocurrency. Lots of news to go around, and again, the markets over here are just on the brink of so much. Have they broken out yet? The answer is no, right? We are still below resistance. Are we close to a major breakout? Yes, we are. You know, we really are, and cryptocurrency just needs to continue to push a little bit more. And kind of the ongoing joke right now is that cryptocurrency is being driven by ApeCoin, and ApeCoin is the catalyst for the cryptocurrency market's recovery. So just across the board right now, you know, you do like to see all of this happening. I actually heard news that the NASDAQ was falling on the day, which just simply isn't true. And I mean, NASDAQ's moving up and cryptocurrencies are moving up along with that. And so this, I guess, really begs the question: if the stock market recovers and the war kind of dwindles out of what's happening in Europe, then cryptocurrency should rapidly recover too. And that's just kind of the way that I'm viewing this, on top of cryptocurrency just having an absolute ton of bullish sentiment across the board as well. So that's going to go ahead and wrap up our video. If you guys did enjoy this, make sure you consider liking and hitting that subscribe button, turning on those post notifications, and sharing this with someone who needs to hear this, someone that maybe isn't on board with cryptocurrency yet, and they need to hear just about what's happening all across the board for cryptocurrency. So share this to a family member or a friend or anyone else that might need to hear it. And again, we make videos like this all the time. We usually make about 2 to 3 per week. So if you like the content that I make and staying updated with everything that's happening on both the chart, price action, and the news, consider subscribing. But that's going to wrap this up. Again, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.